In this video series, I'm going to show you how you can set up a squeeze page using WordPress. The reason we're going to use WordPress is twofold. First of all, you can easily set it up without knowing anything about HTML. And secondly, we're going to be using responsive design, meaning that your squeeze page will work on any device, including your smartphone, tablet, smart TV, or your computer. Okay, and also we're going to go over a couple different ways we can use them. First of all, just to collect leads and then put them into your funnel. Or secondly, just to promote an affiliate product. And again, you collect the leads and then you promote to them. Okay, so first thing we need to do is install WordPress. There are two ways to do it. You can do it from within your control panel, usually on your hosting account, and then you can do it the manual way, which I'll show you quickly here. So we're on WordPress.org. We go to download WordPress, the most recent version, click OK, and download that. Okay, now the next thing we need to do is set up a database for WordPress. This is easily done in your hosting control panel. So we're going to go and use a MySQL database wizard. So we'll go in here. And then you just give it a name. So depending on what you're creating the squeeze page for, you might want to give it a name that makes sense for that. I'm just going to call it SQ. Go next. And now we need to set up the user. So I'll just use the same here. And then we need to create a password. So I'm going to use a password generator so it's nice and strong. Let's copy that. So you've copied it somewhere safe. Use. You'll see you get a nice strong password. Then we're going to create the user. And next comes up the privileges. And we want all privileges. Click next step. Okay, and there's all of our information. Now you're going to want to save this in Notepad for when we're installing. So we'll do password, which we still have in the clipboard here, and paste. And then database user and database. Since I named them the same, otherwise you need to break these out, so you'll see them here. So just grab this whole thing. Okay, so there it is. So we just keep that for later. All right, now the next thing we need to do is go and upload our files. Okay, so here's our download. So we're going to unzip this. So just right click on it, and then you can use extract all that's built into newer versions of Windows, or you can use 7-zip if you download that, whichever you prefer. Okay, so once we unzip that, we're going to be wanting to upload these files to our server. Okay, so you should already have your own hosting, of course, if you're going to be setting up squeeze pages. So let's open up FileZilla. Okay, so FileZilla is a free program you can download, and this is what it looks like. Now to use it, you find your folders on the left-hand side here that you want to upload, and then on the right side, this will be your server. So you just put in your credentials that your hosting provider gave you, which is usually your domain name, and then your username and password, and then connect up. You can also add them to your site manager so that you have easy access to them. Okay, so I'm going to connect up to my server. Okay, now I'm gonna put it in a directory called squeeze. So I'll just put squeeze here. Now when you put it in a folder on your server, it's going to be in your domain name / folder name. Okay, so to get to this, I'd have to type in thebestinfo.info / squeeze. So we'll go into squeeze, and then this is where we're going to upload all of the WordPress stuff. Okay, so we go inside here, and inside the WordPress directory, and then we're going to select all of these. So if you just put your mouse on one and select it and then do Control A, that selects everything. Right click and upload. All right, so we just wait for that to upload now. Okay, so as you can see, it's all uploaded. There's no failed transfers and successful transfers, so everything's up there. Now all we have to do is visit the site by typing in the URL to that site in our browser bar. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is select your language. Continue. Okay, now it's going to ask us for our database stuff. We've already done that, so we go, let's go. And then let's go get our folder here, or our file with our information in it. So we take this, and this is our username and our database name. Our password. Okay, now our database name localhost. Sometimes that's right, sometimes it's not. You need to go look on your hosting provider to find out. So let's go back there. So back under databases, you want to go to phpMyAdmin. Then look up here in the top left-hand corner, and you'll see that says localhost. So that is your database host name. So just put whatever you see here into that field. Okay, so that happens to be right here. And then table prefix, you should always change this just for security reasons. So I'm going to call it SQ. Now, the reason this is here is so that you can put multiple instances of WordPress in the database. So no matter how many WordPress blogs you created, you could have just one database and then have different table prefixes for each of the installs. Or you can use a separate database. That's what I usually do because I have unlimited databases. But if you only have a few databases on your server, then you could put them all in one database. Okay, so let's submit that. And it goes out and checks and makes sure that that's right. Then run the install. Okay, and then here we put in the site title, username, password, email, and then whether to allow a search engine. So you just fill this out. Okay, and you can change all of this later. So right now, I'm just putting in squeeze page, but we're going to change this later. And then my user ID and password, the email address, and this will be the site email address as well, which again, you can change later. Okay, so we click install. Okay, and log in. So we'll just try to log in here. Okay, and there we are. We now have WordPress installed. So in the next video, we are going to start setting up our squeeze page.